Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's me, Mr. Anger, back with you for another quick episode of the Mr. Anger Show. Sorry I haven't been on here lately. Unfortunately, I've been busy moving, uh, getting things taken care of. What the heck's going on here? Unfortunately, due to, where we were at, we're getting internet here soon. So hopefully this will be the last time I do a video upload from my phone. But anyways, uh, parental advisory, blah, blah, blah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk a little bit frankly about school shootings. It's been a hot topic here lately because of the school shooting that happened. Of course, every time a school shooting happens, it becomes a hot topic and then it just kind of goes away. We need to address the actual, not dress, actually address the roots of this problem. We can sit here and blame a tool that is used by people, to commit a crime. It doesn't make any sense to do so. You know, you don't blame a device that is controlled by a human being for what has happened. You blame the human being. When somebody gets killed in a drunk driving accident, you don't blame the car manufacturer or the car, you blame the person who was doing the deed. When somebody murders somebody, no matter what the tool is, knife, gun, snapping a neck, you blame the person. You don't blame the tool used to accomplish the feat. Attacking our rights is not a way to go. Yes, I do believe that there are certain things about guns that need to be addressed, such as, assault rifles shouldn't be in the hands of everyday common citizens, but those are already in place. You have to go through stringent background checks to get a assault rifle permit. It's not just your state and local, it is federal investigations, ATF, FBI, CIA. They strip you down and go hardcore into you to get an assault rifle permit to own those type of weapons. Just like, if you want to, why does this keep freezing up? That's like, to get permits to have explosives such as C4 and stuff, or nitrous glycerin. Well, anyways, that's not the main core of the issue. The main core of the issue is, why is this becoming such a common occurrence? And if you think about it, it's quite simple. And it isn't simple, but it's probably a big part of the problem. A lot of these schools have a bunch of this anti-bullying rules and stuff that have been going on. I've read a pamphlet where they said that even ignoring someone is considered bullying. Parents have put it into their kids' heads that everybody should have a good time. Parents want their kids to have a good time and have a wonderful experience for life and let kids be kids. Kids shouldn't be involved with normal everyday issues that we are involved with. That's why they're called kids. We shelter our kids in the outside world when they enter it. That's becoming a thing because in the outside world, with this anti-bullying stuff, in the outside world, there is no teacher you can run to if somebody's giving you a hard time or anything like that. You got to learn how to deal with it on your own. But in the schools, all this anti-bullying stuff is doing is, and I'm not saying, don't get me wrong, I'm not advocating bullying, but I am advocating that we need to find a way for children to deal with anger issues. We address all the issues and try to reinforce the positive attributes of a child, but we do not address the issue of dealing with anger. We kind of avoid that issue, that emotion completely. But when you circumvent that emotion, the emotion's going to go to emotional extremes, and I think that's what's happening here. We've forced these kids, to go to the extremes of these emotions, where it's no longer. Oh gosh, this video keeps freezing. It's no longer, kids getting into a fight and then school suspension or a couple of days suspension. It's now they're afraid to do anything because of all these anti-bullying rules, because they're going to get in trouble anyway. So let's go to the extreme side of it. If we're going to get in trouble, let's make it worth our while. So I think that's why the mentality of school shootings is reaching a pivotal point in this country, because we're not addressing and finding a way for kids to vent their anger and their anger issues. We've kind of forced them into a spot where, well, if we do this, we ignore somebody, we're going to get in trouble for bullying. If we get into a fist fight, we're going to get in trouble for bullying. So, you know what? If we're going to get in trouble, let's make it worth our while. Let's get a little bit of notoriety with it. And that's all this is doing, by those that do these kind of deeds. We're giving them a platform, even though it may be a negative platform. Even negative publicity is positive publicity. I mean, if you've ever been in the media world, you know that. I mean, take a look at Eminem. He had a bunch of negative publicity for the beginning of his career, and that negative publicity helped him immensely. He wouldn't have been the rapper that he is today without that negative publicity, with people sitting there putting them down. Well, guess what? That notoriety is being enforced by acknowledging these shooters and giving them notoriety by saying it, by putting them in a negative light. Let's just put it that way. Because I could tell you what, everybody can remember the Virginia Tech shooter, but they can't remember a single victim's name. Unless you're a family member or somebody who actually knows them. The average everyday Joe Schmo can't remember a victim's name, but they can remember who did the shootings. You get my drift here, people? We need to find an outlet for our children to address this emotion. Anger is an emotion, and it must be dealt with. And we must find ways to not to circumvent it, but to acknowledge it, to deal with it, and to process it, instead of just not acknowledging it, punishing it, and then saying that it shouldn't happen. You can't circumvent an emotion, ladies and gentlemen, because when you do, this is the extremes we face. I'm Mr. Anger. Y'all have a great day. That's just my idea on this. I mean, yeah, you can disagree with me in the comment section below. Hey, maybe I'm wrong, but let me know.